Hi, and welcome to Yoga for Runners. In this class, we're going to begin by relaxing and connecting to the breath. I've found that this is one of the most beneficial ways for the body to be able to open up. When the nervous system feels that it's safe, then we can open as opposed to holding tension and fighting back in the poses. So this is such an important part of each class. We'll take some time to do that, and then we'll get into all the stiff spots that accumulate from running. And by improving our mobility in our ankles, knees, and hips, this can also help to alleviate strain and undue compression in the spine. So you'll have that to look forward to. If you're new to Yoga with Tim, that's the name of this channel, then I welcome you. If you've been here for a while, I'm going to share with you an opportunity at the end of class to join me for a course that will help you to deepen and expand your practice from whatever level you're at. Let's begin this class lying down onto the back, like I mentioned, to relax, to connect to the breath. I found that by lying down, that is the best way. So we'll spend just a couple minutes doing warm-up positions from lying down. First, let's begin with the knees bent and the feet on the floor. And let's close the eyes. Take a slow breath in through the nose, fill up the lungs. And let it out like you're blowing through a straw. Again, slow breath in. And blow out through the imaginary straw. And just notice if you feel more relaxed. So our breath is a way to hack into the autonomic nervous system. So I want you to keep a calm, steady breath, not force into any of these movements that we're going to do. Now hug your knees to your chest. Come up to seated. Good. Come onto your hands and your knees. And with your toes curled under, we'll get a little toe stretch. So can you curl the toes and set the knees down? And stretch your hips halfway back to your heels. And then let's come into cat-cow here. So round to your back. Draw your collarbones towards your hips. As you inhale, go the other way. 2 more times, flowing with your breath. Good job. Now come into neutral spine. And then, with the toes pointed back, let's practice a child's pose. First, just sitting back onto the heels. If your knees don't allow for that, you can do what the knees will allow. And if the butt can drop all the way down, cool. And we'll start to walk the hands forward. Maybe drop the head. And then come back up. And now stand up onto the knees. Step your right foot out to the side. Good. Now if you're super tight, you're just going to hold static in this position. If you feel like you have enough room to start to move, like the tissue will allow, you can move and lunge toward your right heel. We'll just go back and forth 3 times. Then change sides, and we're going to do a second round as we feel the hips start to warm up. So first round might just be holding statically. You don't have to force. But if you feel, okay, my hip's going to allow for me to go forward and back a little bit, cool. Let's change sides and see if on the second round you can feel maybe a little bit more space. Oh yeah, that's cool. You don't have to push into it. Don't try to push to acquire more space. Relax into the opening that was made. Feel your breath steady. Oh dang, you can really get into this second round. We should do this 2 rounds every time. Let's see here. Oh yeah. It's kind of good. Real nice. Okay, now let's come into a down dog stretch. If this doesn't work on your wrists or shoulders or something, you can just go hands to a wall. But we're going to do an ankle dorsiflexion stretch. For the left ankle, you're going to hook your right foot behind onto the heel and stretch down. Now this is kind of advanced because it requires you to be able to stretch in a down dog really easily. So if that's not in the cards for you, you're just going to make your way over to a wall like so. Take the left foot back and then go into a stretch like this. So I'll let you pick your poison, whichever one you want to work on. We're going to hold for a total of 5 breaths, slowly in and out through the nose. Good job. Release that and change sides. Again, I'll show you at the wall what it looks like. And you just go for where you feel that sensation of 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. Should have about 3 more breaths. Breathing slow, working towards 6 seconds in and 6 seconds out. Good job. Now with the toes curling under, drop the knees. And let's see if we have the health in the knees to walk the hands back. Maybe you can put the hands, should feel like a good stretch in the knee and the feet and ankles. It might require a few weeks of just being in this position, slowly working your way. Don't force. If it's going well, you can hook your elbows up overhead. Get a little tricep stretch, maybe even slide the left hand down. Change sides if you're doing that, otherwise you just got your hands down, you're breathing. We got 3 more breaths in this. Great job, that's a tough one. Release that, point the toes back, and let's see if we can sit back onto the heels of the toes pointed back. This is going to be so important for our ankles, but again, it might require that you just hang out here for a bit. If it's already easy for you, you're welcome to walk the hands back and roll the buttocks under, so you can even start to get a little bit of quad stretch while you're in it. That's if it doesn't feel like much for the ankles, then you can add on. Again, this one is kind of extreme, so don't force it. You might just be here for a while. Now, very last, we're going to do a deeper quad and hamstring stretch. It could look like a few different things. You could lie on your side, bend your knee, catch your foot, and stretch like this. You could do it from standing, or you can do it from a lunge position. Phase 1, hands down with the foot down. Phase 2, you can reach back and catch the foot like so. Phase 3, you could upright yourself and catch with both hands. Find the phase that's most appropriate for you and hold for 5 breaths. Slow, steady breathing in and out through the nose, teaching the nerves to calm so that the body can open up in the shape, so you're not fighting the practice. Nice job. Release that and stretch back into the half splits. I like to practice one day with the toes pointed, the next day with the foot dorsiflexed, pulled back towards you. So I alternate that throughout the week to make sure I'm getting both foot positions. Good, let's change sides now. So either lying on your side, whatever. I went through all the options, so I don't need to repeat it, right? Good job. Release that and come into the half splits. And release that. Now let's come to lie down onto the back. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Open your arms out to the side and let your legs fall over to the right as you look to your left. Take a deep breath in through your nose, fill up your lungs, and then let it all out. And just relax into the shape. Good job. Come back to center. Change the cross of your legs. And Slow breath in. Let it all out. Come back to center. Going a little bit deeper into the hips to finish off. Cross the left ankle over the right knee again and hug in. Might just look like this, holding the back of the leg. Might just look like you putting your heel against a wall if the hips are really tight, working your left thigh open. If you're more open, you can hug in. Now, in these final stretches, especially, do less. I used to, as I mentioned earlier, I would apply that same energy that I would into running, into my yoga practice, which I think eventually even a more advanced runner is able to come to it from a very relaxed place. But any athlete, I guess, when they're in the zone, and I'm sure we've experienced that too, but the point that I'm trying to get at is when you're in your yoga practice, instead of trying to create more flexibility, when you get to the barrier of sensation, just be there and breathe. Just relax there. And what'll happen as you relax, and you breathe, and you allow time to work its magic, you'll find that the barrier starts to move on its own. You don't have to do anything. So it's not about that willpower. In fact, we're learning to pull back the willpower often in yoga. So that's kind of cool. Release and change. A lot of the willpower in yoga is required just to show up, you know? So much of it is just showing up, having the dedication to create this time to be on the mat and to listen to me talk a bunch. But in our actual practice, we're learning to pull back and to find balance and to breathe. All right, runners, time for a final stretch here. Let's come into a happy baby position. It might just look like hugging your knees to our armpits. It might look like holding your big toes. It might look like catching the outside of your feet and dropping your knees towards your pits. Find the stretch that's most appropriate for you and breathe. Feel an opening through the back body. Good job. Release that, and we're going to come into final meditation pose. Savasana. So stretch your legs out along the floor, turn your palms up and let your feet fall open. Fill up your lungs from the bottom to the top. And let it out like we started. And for the next minute, we're just going to completely relax. Let go of the tension in the body, in the muscles of your face, in your jaw, and in your tongue. Let the eyes soften and go out of focus. The ears soften, the temples relax. Feel the shoulders drop their tension. The chest muscles soften and spread. Empty the hands. Let the arms drop. Let go of the tension in your back. Up and down the spine. Feel the hips go slack. And your thigh bones melt. Let the shins drop. And feel all the muscles in the feet relax. Even the toes and the toe tips. Stay here in this completely relaxed space for a few more moments. And that time is so important. Bend the knees and roll to your side. Press yourself up. Thank you so much for joining me. If you found this class helpful, you feel good, make sure to hit the like button. Leave a comment below and let me know maybe how you found the class, or if you'd like to see more running yoga classes. And also, I mentioned at the beginning that I would share an opportunity if you're already a yoga practitioner, and you can deepen and advance your practice by joining me for an exclusive course that I created for people just like yourself who maybe have been doing yoga for a while but haven't taken the next step in dedicating themselves to a course that could help them. And so I created on my membership site the Conscious Movement course. And it's a 60 video course that will take you from wherever you're at in your practice and help you along the way in your journey. In addition to that, when you become a member, I send you, or I post on the membership site, 2 exclusive weekly classes, either a 20 or 30-minute class and a 1-hour class. And you also get access to all of my exclusive courses. Like I have the mobility course, the flexibility course, I have the handstand course, the arm balance course. All my exclusive courses are on there and you get access to all of those. Also, the CMC members, your membership, once you sign up, is what helps to keep the channel going. So I appreciate that so much. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Oh, if you want to become a member, you can click the link in the description or in the first comment, or you can just visit yogawithtim.com and click the membership site. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.